So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and I'm just going to hand it over to Andrea.
Thanks, Erico. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm Andrea Petrillo. I'm a project manager here at the Art Supply Co., which is a branch of Casey Droege Cultural Productions. We're here tonight to share some information for the call for artists for Steel City Squash. This is a public art opportunity. And we do have the executive director here with us from Steel City Squash. If you would like to do an intro for yourself, you're welcome to. Go ahead.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Brad Young. As Andrea said, I am the executive director of Steel City Squash. I'm really super excited about the opportunity to bring art to this facility that will really speak to our mission and our engagement with the community and Pittsburgh at large. I'm really excited to see what everybody comes up with and learn from what you all are able to produce. And happy to answer any questions, but I'm going to pass it over to Andrea and let her do her work here. But thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Brad. So yes, we're looking at a new facility, a new construction in Larimer. This is for Steel City Squash. It is a new education and squash center located at 624 Larimer Avenue. The call run started last Monday, November 6th, and will be open for applications through December 4th. We have the little graphic that's been shared online. And the application is at theartsupply.co/Steel City Squash. I'll share that link and my email towards the end of the session in the chat, but wanted to give you all some visuals as to the location. This is a render of the new building at Larimer Ave. So if you can see my mouse, this gray and white section is the main entrance for the new facility. And to the left of that with this blue outline is the main artwork wall. So we're looking at 1,000 square feet. And we do have the possibility to do some additional artwork that wraps around onto the right side wall, the left side wall of this column, you can call it. But mostly it is the front facing wall facing Larimer Ave. Okay. If we're standing on Larimer Ave, here's an extended view a little bit further away to give you an idea of the perspective of the wall. So again, it could wrap over the edges on both sides. We were just on site last week, and so this gives you an idea of how things are going construction-wise. There are some exterior walls and some future finishing that needs to be done on the building. In terms of timeline, we are looking for the final artwork to be installed, whether that's a painting or metal work. We're open to materials for this final artwork, but the install would happen towards late spring, shooting for a May or June opening. Here's another view of Larimer Ave and that main artwork wall. So this is from the corner of Joseph Street and Larimer Ave. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Oh, here we have another view from Joseph Street. This is a view of that left side wall that I was saying artwork could also wrap over. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the call website. We're going to read through some of that important information and how to access the Google form. Hopefully the share the screen is still presenting. I'll wait a second here. I got a thumbs up from Erico. That's great. Okay. All right, if you go to the artsupply.co/Steel City Squash, you should see this page. It has the information about the location. You could drive past it tomorrow, tonight, and you'll see it. It has the call run dates till December 4th. It has the info session that we're currently at. So Steel City Squash was created in 2014. And they are moving to this beautiful facility, which has taken a lot of fundraising and coordinated efforts to do. And the space itself for the artwork is a large scale. Like I said, it is 1,000 square feet. So throughout this process, after December 4th, we will be reviewing the artist portfolios, which is open to individual artists and collaboratives. We're asking folks to submit portfolios of existing work. 3 artists will be selected from those applications, and those 3 artists would be paid to do a design proposal process. This would include original concepts. We would want to see some preliminary designs, some sketches. We'd want to see a budget and any external vendor information. So if you plan to work with anyone else to help you complete this, I do want to stress that we are open to artists of all experience. So this could be your first large public art piece, which is extremely exciting. You know, we do have myself and some other people on the team here at the Art Supply Co. to help mentor and facilitate the production process. So those are things that we'd want to see at that point if you are selected from the call for artists. You would be contracted for that design process, a stipend of $1,000. You would be required to participate in a 1-hour brainstorming session with community members. So this would be a variety of neighbors and program families or students. So this could be people that live in Larimer, neighbors to the actual physical building. This could be participants from the squash programs, whether that's family members, students, staff. It's important that the artist that is going to be selected for the commission have some connection to the community. This is a community space. And so getting that chance during the workshop is extremely important to have the community influence your designs. It's going to be, the artwork is the first thing that you would see when you walk into the space or past the space. So connection to community is very important. That community session would take place in January 2024. And the final designs would be selected in February. 1 artist from those 3 that were selected for the design proposal will actually get the commission. And from February, we'd work together to create that piece at scale, as well as the installation. So task would be a project manager for this, but the artist would have most of the creative control. You know, during that design process, we will have a review period where we'll be able to send feedback to the artist to make sure that it's more aligned with the space and just all of the community needs there. Okay, so guidelines in terms of artist portfolios, we're looking for artists that work in any medium or style. Submit existing works that you have. We're looking for a wide range of representation here through artistic medium. So knowing that this is also a community space, we're looking for something that's positive, light, and community-centric, something for many people to see. The artwork visuals, ultimately during the design process, will need to embrace those program goals, the mission of the organization, and that connection to the community. So when you're submitting works that you already have, think along those lines as well when you're considering what work to submit as your portfolio examples. Artwork that is offensive, lewd, or otherwise inappropriate, if it's racist, transphobic, lewd, those things are not going to be considered for the final works. So take that into account when you're submitting your portfolios as well. So you have from last week until December 4th to submit through the Google form. This is open to artists and individuals 18 years and older. We're looking at Pittsburgh area residents, although mostly we would love to have somebody who has a connection to Larimer or to the Steel City Squash programs. But it is open to the wider Pittsburgh area, which we're defining as greater Pittsburgh metropolitan area. That's Allegheny, Armstrong, Beaver, Butler, Fayette, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. This is open to individual artists. It's open to artist collectives, to designers. And again, that's for any creative within 2D or 3D mediums. We're paying special attention to artists who have produced larger installs to some degree, knowing that you have executed those in the past gives us an idea of, how much support you may need for this project. We are so open to people who have not completed a project this large. These opportunities are rare, so we recognize that. We will require the selected artist to adhere to the project schedule. We're running this call for artists alongside the construction. Like I showed photos here a few minutes ago. That building plans to open this summer, so it's a multi-pronged celebration, right? This artwork helps to signify the building, the location, and to start off this new chapter for the organization. So keeping with the timeline is important. Again, about the selection process, after the call for artists closes December 4th, we have a selection committee that is comprised of the Steel City Squash staff, executive director, board members, Larimer consensus group members, as well as Casey Drogi. So from that call for artists, we'll review those. 3 artists will be selected for the design work, and that will go from December through February. In January will be the community workshop. February, we will select the final commission artist. So the artist fees and project budget, the artist selected for the design works will be paid a stipend of $1,000 for that design period. The final budget for the creation of the public art, including your artist fee time and design time post-February dates, is $50,000. So that includes the final designs, your time to create the work, time to install the work is at $50,000. And you will work closely with me, Casey Drogi, Brad, for those final designs. We'll need to work with the architecture firm as well to make sure that it's fitting within the space and depending on the materials that we select. So whether that's painting or some type of sculptural work, that will all need to be approved before anything installs. How to apply? Okay, so you'll go to this website, theartsupply.co/Steel City Squash, and you'll scroll down There is a big blank here. Keep scrolling. Do not let it deter you. It's there. This is the button you're looking for. Steel City Squash, open call. You'll click that button. And if it's still presenting my screen, it should show a Google form that is Steel City Squash call for artists. You put your email in, you put your name in, your pronouns, email address, phone number, all of these good things. We need your artist bio, your artist statement, your website or social media account links. And then we would like a short letter of interest and submit us the actual individual files for this. Okay. So this is the call for artists website on the artsupply.co. We have the Google form. I think we might be able to open it up to questions. I see some stuff in the chat. Let's see, what's this chat say? Yes, please check out the site. Emily Page, are teams of artists allowed to apply? Yes, teams of artists are allowed to apply. We do ask that you list one person as the main point of contact. You can have multiple people apply. You can apply as an individual. You can apply as a team.
It looks like Emily's also asking, would that one person be considered the project lead?
Oh, good call, Erico. Thanks, Emily. Would that one person be considered the project lead? Yes, I would say that, you all as a team identify who can be that main point of contact. You can decide how your team's decisions get made internally to your team, but we need one main point of contact.
Hey, thank y'all for all this. Really, really excited for this opportunity. Happy to be here. What kind of materials would not be like available to use for said mural? Because like I've worked with like polytab and stuff like that, things that like kind of adhere directly to the building. Is that like could we paint directly on the building? Like what kind of options do we have?
Yeah, that is definitely an option. This piece of public art, we're looking at it being permanent. So something that adheres to the building would be fine. I hear what you're saying with the poly tab, that could work. So that's an option, some type of vinyl. It could be painting, it could be aluminum signage that's designed. This is completely open at this point. I think during the design process, we'll start to narrow those things down to figure out what other constraints we have. But at this moment, it's fully open. It could be something that attaches to the building. But again, we will have to work together as a team to figure out how things are anchoring, how the work can be installed safely, knowing that this is a multi-year piece of work. I hope that answered your question, Devon.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. I see something in the chat here from Philip Seth. Yes, could Morgan tell us a little more about Steel City Squash and their mission? So Morgan or Brad, would you like to share a little bit of project overview, a brief?
Yeah, sure. So Brad Young again, Steel City Squash, and Morgan, I don't know who you are, but you get to be a Steel City Squash representative today. So congratulations. So Steel City Squash is an out of school time academic and athletic enrichment program that our mission is to provide consistent and long-term support for students and their families to help them find success in post-secondary endeavors, whatever they may be. We use the sport of squash, which is a indoor racket sport, very similar to racquetball, but is more widely played. It's actually the third most widely played sport in the world. It will be played in the Olympics in 2028, which we're very excited about. And it's really just a great sport. It's a lifelong sport. It's one of the most athletic sports in the world. But our main focus is academic enrichment, academic support, academic skill building. We start working with students as young as fourth grade and work with them all the way through college completion. Our program is 100% free for participants, and we really consider ourselves wraparound programming. So we do everything from homework support to social emotional support to squash and fitness, travel. We travel across the country. We have global travel opportunities and exposure opportunities, college and career support. So really soup to nuts on what a young person may need to get from fourth grade all the way through career attainment. We have been in the community since 2014, and we're looking to expand our promise and our commitment and the depth of service with this incredible 20,000 square foot facility, and looking for somebody to help us express that in a new and exciting way, and work with some of our very talented young people to bring this into to fruition. So I hope that answered that question.
That was great. Thanks, Brad. Yes, if there's more questions about Steel City Squash as a program, send those through. Questions about the call for artists, send those through.
Y'all are also welcome to unmute yourselves, of course, if you want to verbally express your questions. And also, you can always contact Andrea. I believe your contact is on the webpage if you have questions that are post this event. It looks like Philip has a question. What is the height and width of the surface?
Yes, we do have those. I believe it's listed on the call here. I don't have them off the top of my head, so just give me 1 second. Oh, no, we only have the square footage. Okay, I will have to follow up in an email to you all about.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 38 feet high, I believe, by about 26 feet wide, something like that. I think that's what it is.
Thanks, Brad. All right, 38 by, what was that, 26?
I believe so, but I would double check that on the architects and the construction documents, but it's something right around there.
I did just pop my email in the chat there too. Please feel free to get in touch with me. Questions about this. I can follow up about that wall dimensions. But yeah, if people don't have too many too many burning questions right now. I think we can wrap it up in a few minutes here. I don't want to rush anybody.
One thing I might make note of, just to preempt any questions as people hopefully go out and drive by and see the space. Currently, there is a electrical pole with a box, I don't even Verizon or some sort of box located, and you can kind of see it in the pictures here in front of it. That box will be removed. The pole will remain, but the box will be removed, so there will be better sight lines to the art.
So I tried to pull up a photo from last week. What Brad's talking about is on the left side of this photo, underneath that main art wall call out. That
Hi,
box
I have a question. First of all, hello, my name is Kamara, also known as Wavy Wednesday. I'm a muralist and I'm in grad school for fine arts right now. And I just wanted to, I'm like picturing like in the future, like, you know, if I were to get this or if any muralist were to get it, like, what's the access to like a slop sink and like how late would you be able to work here and like that type of thing?
those are great questions, Kamara. Thank you for joining us and asking. So that's something that we will have to coordinate as we would get closer to the install. So that would be late spring that we'd really get to those details because the building itself is still being built. A lot of those designs are in place. We would have to make sure that we're all in agreement about which sinks we're using. But something for this large of scale too, if you were the selected artist, we would likely figure out another vendor or some other painters to help with the actual painting of the mural. And based on the community workshops, we'd like to figure out, you know, maybe there's potential to have community involvement in that painting as well. So that's something that we would work through in the design phase. And then in the spring, we'd nail down the little details of, okay, what entrance are we using? Where are we storing materials throughout the whole painting process? What sinks are we using?
Yeah, I also had another question, but I kind of like put it off. But I guess it's about what Brad said as far as like that pole being there. I was thinking of like if you were to like rent a lift, it would like depend on what could fit in that area and if the ground is level right there and like that type of thing.
Right. Yeah, so that's something that we would work together on as well throughout that design and production phase. But I mean, in this photo, you can see it's like gravel in front of this main wall. My understanding is that that is going to be a sidewalk. It's just where we're at in the construction phase right now. It's gravel at the moment, but that would be finished. And so we would have a level ground that we could get a lift, we could do scaffolding. So those are things that we'd figure out together.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. Assuming the wall is concrete, is that correct? Philip asks. Yes, it is a prefabricated concrete wall. And there is a finish on it as well. And so I don't have the details of the finish at this moment. It's a sealant. And so I need to get that information so that we know how to prepare it if we are painting it. Yeah, not a problem. These are great questions. Okay, that's just this is just the main call out with the link again for the call for artists, the artwork location, the call run dates. Thank you all for coming out tonight. If you have other questions, please get in touch with me. Send me an email at andrea@theartsupply.co. If you have other questions about what is the Art Supply Co., what is Casey Droege up to, if you have other opportunities in mind or requests of us, I would send that to info@theartsupply.co. If you want to give us some love, send that there. Otherwise, I think this has been a great info session. You can get in touch with us at those emails. Erica is gonna share this recording. It'll get added to the call for artists page. Will we email it out to everyone too? Is that a possibility? That
Yeah, I'll email this recording or like the webpage where the recording will live to everyone who attended the video call tonight and also to people who registered and couldn't make it. So
that's great. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Brad, for joining us.
Thank you,
Morgan.
Erica. Thank you, Brad. Nice
Thank-
seeing you all.
Thank you, artists, for coming and learning more about this opportunity. We will see you in the future.